Hello and welcome to Southern Maryland. Glad to have you along with us, Cody Wagner with Landon Zernhelt from Waldorf. We begin today with Mark Loubier on the mound for the Southern Maryland Senators. He's the freshman out of Florida Atlantic, making his third start of the season for Southern Maryland. Hot shot back up the middle. Fielding it is the second baseman, Hughes, one down. An easy first out for Laubier. And like that, one down in the top of the first. For the Senators, hoping to make this a bit of a bounce-back game, Landon. They've lost 3 in a row, including that one last night at the hands of the DC Grays, a game that, honestly, the Senators weren't really ever in. The DC Grays jumped out to a 5-0 lead and didn't look back from there.
Yeah, it was not a great night in Southern Maryland, but we look to bounce back tonight.
This is a huge opportunity for a bounce-back win, especially against a streaking team in the Alexandria Aces, who are winners of their last 4. Hit hard on the ground to short. Smolinski's got it. Throw across the diamond, 2 down. Efficient work early from the right-hander Mark Laubier. Two groundouts to begin the game. Jeremiah Jenkins to the dish, the left-handed hitting junior at the University of Maine, fouls it off his own leg. Jenkins played in the win over the Braves last night for Alexandria. That was a tight 4-3 victory for them. Jenkins was 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. Fouled straight back for strike 2. Jenkins, however, dangerous at the plate, has hit 50 home runs for Maine over his 3 seasons there. The 0-2. Laubier getting ahead of these hitters. A key for him, hammered right side, and making the grab is P.J. Hughes at second for out number 3. 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Senators bats coming up. about as good of a top half of the inning as you could ask for. Mark Labier gets out of things in under 10 pitches. An efficient inning for him, to say the least, Landon.
Very efficient.
First pitch, a strike to the batter, Rohan Putz, hitting .333 early in the campaign. Hit on the ground to second. Robertson's got it. One away to begin the inning.
Very similar start as the top of the first. Ground out to the second baseman.
That brings up Nathan Brewer, redshirt freshman from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, plays college ball for Middle Tennessee. Has been a bright spot for the Senators so far, hitting over 300 early in the season. Brewer in last night's game was able to go 1 for 3 with a walk. Would love a similar result here tonight. Broken bat, popped up towards the right side and will drop back behind second base. A broken bat single for the left fielder Nathan Brewer. Nate McHugh up. Plays college ball for Boston College. Stands 5'10", 200 pounds. Cole Egan, the pitcher tonight for the Aces. Freshman left-hander from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Attends George Mason University. Pitched in the game against Southern Maryland earlier this season out of the bullpen, where he allowed 1 run in 2 innings of work. Since then has been called upon as more of a starter for Alexandria. Through 2 2/3, allowing 4 runs versus the Thunderbolts, and was given the loss for that game, so he'll look to be much improved tonight. Especially if Mark Laubier can stay on his game the way he was in the first inning. The 2-2 pitch misses away. Count runs full. These two teams met in the third game of the season, which the Aces lost, but since then, this team has really been on a tear as of late. Grounder to third, and it'll be ruled foul. Plyler was trying to play it at third, but called the foul ball by the home plate umpire.
It's very close. It definitely looked like it might have stayed fair past third base.
And as I mentioned a moment ago, Aces winners in 4 straight, and seem to be returning to the form they were at a year ago. Runner goes, strike 3, throw down to second, strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. Just 3 batters faced for Cole Egan, and it's a quick one so far in Southern Maryland. Already through an inning, 0-0 our score. Riley DiCandido up to the dish out of Virginia Beach. Attends the University of Maryland, where he played in just 9 games this season with a 167 average. Against the Senators, he was hitless in 3 ABs as he sends one on the ground to P.J. Hughes at second. And quickly 1 out to begin the second inning. And Landon, this game is flying by, my goodness.
Lauer is just keeping it quick. Not just Lauer. Both teams keeping it quick.
And Lauer, this is a guy that has struggled at times early in the season. His first appearance was a 3-inning outing against the Braves where he allowed 2 earned in 3 innings and allowed the same amount of runs in his second start in a loss, throwing just 2 innings against the Crop Dusters. So pitching much better to begin the evening. And it's really nice to see after Caden Carlin had struggled last night to the tune of allowing 5 runs in 2 2/3. Carlin, to this point, had allowed 0 runs in 7 innings, but last night the Grays were seeing him super well. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. The first punch out of the night for Mark Lauer. And man, is he cruising. Ethan Plyler plays college ball for the College of Charleston. Last played on Sunday against the Crop Dusters, where he was 0 for 3 with an RBI. Didn't play the first time these two teams met, making his third start of the season tonight. Mark Lauer already through 1 2/3, still yet to surrender a base runner. A big hack and a miss. It's strike 2. Ethan Plyler formerly played for East Tennessee State at the college level, where he batted .273. Pitch fouled back. Plyler right on it. Southern Maryland has really struggled on both sides. Both the pitching and the hitting in this 3-game losing streak has been less than ideal. The 7-3 loss last night for the Senators. And then earlier in the week, lost 12-7 to the Thunderbolts. That was on Tuesday, where the game had originally been postponed last Wednesday. Thought maybe they might play it the next day, Thursday, which both teams had off, but they decided to play it this week. And when the game was postponed, the Senators were actually up in that one by a score of 4-0, but Thunderbolts came storming back in a 12-7 win for them. And then the first loss in this streak was to the Braves on Monday. That was a 7-6 final, a back-and-forth game the whole way. That one was super entertaining. Had you alongside for that one, Landon. The 3-2 offering, chopped back up the middle and threw for a base hit. First batter to reach safely is Ethan Plyler. Brendan Harity up next for the Aces. Leads the team in batting average early on this year, hitting .429. Had a hit in 4 at-bats last night. The Aces had a 4-3 win over Metro South County yesterday. Check on the runner at first. Back in safely is Plyler. Harity had his season cut short last year due to injury, but returned this season and was spectacular for Western Michigan. Bouncer right in front of home plate. Lauer will field it himself and bring an end to the second inning. One runner left on for the Aces. Score is still 0-0 from Waldorf. That is the walk-up song of one Carter Groen. His first at-bat tonight. Walked once while going 0 for 3 at the dish against Alexandria the first time. Groen hits one hard to right field, and that'll get over the head of DeCandido. On his horse is Groen, rounds first. Now around second, heading for third, where they'll hold them up. A leadoff triple to begin the inning for Carter Groen.
And the one and only Ian Kennedy.
And this, a dangerous guy to have at the dish with a runner on third. Had a great game last night, 3 for 4, singled in each of his last 3 at-bats. Puts one in the air back up near the press box. Scott Middleton has got to be pleased with how his guys have played thus far. High bouncer to second. Robertson's got it. Throw to first. In time, but not before Carter Groen crosses home plate. And the Senators strike first in Waldorf. 1-0, Southern Maryland in the lead. Ty Smolinski up. Just graduated from high school this spring out of Gretna, Nebraska. Set to attend Kansas State in the fall. Was really an everyday starter to begin the season, but since receiving some of those guys from the collegiate level, has played a little more sparingly this week. Quickly down, 0-2. Chopper back up the middle. Playing it as the shortstop Peltier. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Braden Purser-Eber up for his first AB this evening. He also just graduated from high school up in Woodbury, Connecticut. He'll be going to Middle Tennessee and play there next spring. Has just one hit on the year for the Senators. Has walked a bunch, however. 8 walks, just 5 strikeouts. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The second punch out of the day for Egan brings an end to the second. 1-0. Senators push across a run off a Carter Groen triple. Welcome back to Waldorf. Glad to have you along. Cody Wagner with Landon Zernhelt on what is a beautiful Thursday evening in Southern Maryland. E.J. Hankerson Jr. up to the plate. His first time up tonight. And the biggest struggle for the Aces in the first meeting was leaving runners on, and that really contributed to that eventual 6-4 loss to the Senators. They left a total of 14 players on base in that game, which is something they're going to have to change tonight if they hope to leave Waldorf with a win and continue this streak that they're on at the moment. It's hard to imagine that at one point this Alexandria team was 2-3. A team that was so dominant a year ago. As I mentioned, the unbelievable 30-6 record. 2-1 pitch, swung on and lifted out to center field. Putz barely has to move a step and brings it in for out number 1. And the efficiency continues on the bump for Mark Labier. Landon, he's just putting on a masterclass at the moment.
He's making quick work of everybody who's stepping up to the plate. Keeping his arm fresh, not letting the innings go too long.
And for the most part has been able to get ahead of hitters and work that to induce fly balls, ground balls.
just very good for Coach Scott Middleton because he has been very thin on the arms. So Labier making quick work of each of these innings can save him some arms.
Yeah, that's a great point, Landon. That's something that I mentioned in the last couple broadcasts, and something that this Southern Maryland team has really struggled with is the lack of arms that they've gotten their possession. Coach Middleton has had to work through that problem. Skied out to left field on his Brewer for out number 2. Just 8 pitches and already threw 2 batters in this 3rd inning for Labier. Tim Nicholson back up. Wonder if this second time around the order the Aces get used to the pitching of Labier, but have had pretty much no success thus far. Only the single from Ethan Plyler last inning. The 0-1 pitch. In for strike number 2.
Labier is just having a game so far. Looks like every pitch is just hitting the spot he wants it to hit.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. He struck him out. 3 up, 3 down yet again for Mark Labier, who's been phenomenal so far through 3. 1-0, Southern Maryland.
With my head.
PJ Hughes stepping to the plate for his first AB tonight. Hughes got the start yesterday. He was 0 for 1 with a walk in the loss to the Grays. Bottom of 3 from Southern Maryland. Roller left side. Peltier's got it. 1 down to begin the bottom half of the 3rd.
This is definitely a dangerous bat up the hit for the Senators now, who's been pretty like reserved the past couple of games for the Senators.
I mean, Landon, with how this game is going so far, we might be out of here in 2 hours. My goodness, this has been a fast and furious pace so far. Mike Sweeney in the 9-hole tonight, and you mentioned has struggled at times recently as Sweeney, and he's getting this opportunity in the 9-hole to begin the season, was actually pretty successful in that leadoff spot, but since has been moved down in the order, really hasn't played too much recently. Came on to pinch hit in the 9th inning last night, trying to be a spark plug off the bench, but struck out in his only at-bat there. Gets a chance to start at third base tonight, which is a little unique for him, has made the starts at short, second, out in center field to begin the year. But
Just goes
tonight
to show
playing
he's a
third
guy
base.
that can do it all.
A utility guy certainly is Sweeney. And was down 0-2 in the count, but sees 4 straight balls and will take his base.
Back to the top of the order.
Top of the order, Rohan Putz, patrolling center field this evening. Grounded out in his only at bat so far tonight. First game in the leadoff spot for the Senators. Scott Middleton shaking some things up in the lineup tonight. Lays down a bunt right down the first base line. Fielding it is Jenkins, and he throws it past the pitcher, Egan, who was covering first. Sweeney will advance to third, where he'll hold up, and runners at the corners for the Senators.
Put the Aces in a very dangerous spot with only 1 out.
It was Jeremiah Jenkins who went over to field the bunt and did so a little bit lackadaisically, which allowed Putz to run it out. Likely would have been safe anyway, but they throw it away, and Sweeney advances to third base. Nathan Brewer up with a chance to do some damage. Singled in the first inning, was ultimately thrown out trying to steal second base. The 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Hitters count. A good situation for the left-handed Brewer. Cole Egan so far tonight has worked pretty well on the bump. He's allowed just the 1 run. A curveball that doesn't come back into the zone there for the left-hander. And 3-1 to Nathan Brewer. Slapped foul.
Just missed that one.
Brewer with 2 RBIs on the season.
Can he make it a third?
The payoff pitch. Foul tipped and a foul ball. The catcher unable to glove it in Maluski. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. And a big out for the Aces. 2 down in the bottom of 3. McHugh struck out looking. First time he was up tonight. Putz over at first base. Has not stolen a base yet this season. Wonder if he'll try to do so with 2 outs.
He looked like he wanted it last at bat with Brewer up, but just did not see the opportunity to take it.
A single will score Sweeney from third, but with 2 outs, McHugh has got to be on safe. Grounder left side. Peltier over. Makes the off-balance throw to retire the side.
Gets him out the inning.
No runs and 2 left on for the Senators in the bottom half of the third. Mark Lauer, can he continue his magnificent night? We'll see on the other side. Jonathan Peltier back up. Grounded out to short. And is only at bat so far tonight. Back on the mound, Mark Lauer to continue what's been a great night so far for him. The 1-0 misses down in the dirt. Lauer has struck out 2 so far this evening, but what's been huge for him is he's been super efficient, inducing a lot of ground balls. But maybe fatigue starting to play a little bit of a factor for the right-hander as he throws 3 straight balls before delivering a strike to Jonathan Peltier. Peltier with the walk. The first batter, Lauer, has walked this evening. Jeremiah Jenkins, his second AB tonight, lined out to Hughes to end the first inning. Still yet to record a hit for the Aces.
One thing to note about Jeremiah's stance is it looks like his stance may be a little more relaxed than a lot of other batters. Looks like he doesn't have his elbow up as high, keeping the bat behind his head as much.
The 1-0 skied foul. That'll be strike 2. Oh and 2 to Jenkins. Check back on the runner. Dives back to first safely, does Peltier. Jeremiah Jenkins at the plate out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He's walked twice this year, still yet to strike out. Can Lauer set him down? First check back on the runner. For Southern Maryland so far this year, it's really been tough to gauge where they're going to sit in this South Division. At the moment, they're in last place, but have a chance tonight to move back to 5 and 6. They're 2.5 games back of the division leader Aces, just a half game back of the Metro South County Braves. Strike 3 on the outer edge of the plate.
Sits him down for the first time this season.
Third punch out of the night.
Now batting, number 25, Riley DeCandido.
Riley DeCandido grounded out to second. In his only at-bat this evening. It's interesting looking at the South Division in the Cal Ripken League. When all teams had played 4 games, apologies, they all sat at 2-2, and it really just highlights how close this division is. The Grays then moved up to 4-2, and things have bounced around from there. And of course, the 4-game winning streak for the Aces has them on top of the division. But the Senators still very much in things. We're still early in the season as the runner will swipe second base. That's Jonathan Peltier. Was going on the pitch. Ball down in the dirt. And Purser Eber was unable to handle it. DeCandido went around on the check swing. Go ahead, Landon.
As you mentioned earlier, I wonder if fatigue is starting to sit on Lauer.
Strike 3 at the knees.
Maybe I stand corrected.
He got him. Second batter in a row. Down looking. And Kevin Maluski, a batter that struck out in his first at-bat this evening. 9 strikeouts this season and 3 walks. Mark Labier still yet to surrender a run. Has been marvelous tonight. Runner goes. The 1-0. Bouncer left side. Getting over is Sweeney. He turns and makes the throw.
What a play.
What a play. My goodness. Can you believe he's done it? Mike Sweeney, a high bouncer to third, was going to cover the bag on the steal, has to turn around, make the quick throw, and is able to do so. 1-0. Senators remain in the lead after the Aces leave one stranded in the top half of the fourth. Carter Groen feeling it tonight. Had a triple and scored the only run of the game to this point back in the second inning. Out of Missouri City, Texas, plays for Iona University. Made big contributions there as a freshman. Hit .314 this year with an OPS of 900, which for the initiated in baseball, no, that's a very impressive number. 1,000 at the major league level. That normally indicates a next level player, at the very least an all-star. Groen also with a near 400 on base percentage. Hit hard into foul ground. Groen played for the Jersey Shore Stallions in the Atlantic Collegiate Baseball League a year ago. He batted .191 there, so struggled at times, but that definitely part of the success that he's been able to have at the collegiate level. It's huge for these guys to be able to get to experience that college level of things before they ultimately get to play in the NCAA.
Yes, it's very nice. And a bad or not so great season isn't always necessarily a negative thing. It's also a good to keep your mindset right, to make you stay humble and know that you're not indestructible. It keeps your mind straight going into every at-bat you take.
Yeah, the college baseball is definitely a brutal sport, no doubt about it. And so to have the ability to experience it 1 year early is super helpful for these guys. A number of players in that spot for the Senators this year, including Braden Purser-Eber and Ty Smolinski. Carter Groen reaches on a walk to begin the inning.
Big swing by Ian Kennedy.
And this is a kid that you gotta love as a fan, always swinging for the fences. Has the only RBI tonight for the Senators. It was a ground out to second, which scored Groen from third. The 1-1. A drive to left field. Underneath it is Nicholson coming in, and he'll make the catch. One gone in the bottom of four.
Now batting the shortstop, number 34, Ty Smolinski.
And this just been one of those games that has flown by to this point. 1 run scored to this point. First pitch misses in the dirt from Egan. Ty Smolinski has walked once this season and struck out 5 times. Pitch will run in and hit him. That'll put runners on first and second for Southern Maryland. Senators left 2 guys on last inning. Now they'll come out and have a chat with the pitcher Egan. No movement from what I can see, rather a pitcher beginning to warm up. Still not throwing any pitches out in that Aces bullpen. So they'll keep Egan on for the moment. Two ducks on the pond for Braden Purser-Eber. Struck out back in the second. Reached twice versus the Aces when these two teams first played. Runner goes to third. And trailing behind Groen is Smolinski. Second and third for the Senators.
Puts the Senators in a great position with only one out, having one on second and one on third.
A great read by Carter Groen makes it so there's no double play possibility, of course, unless some sort of oddity happens. The 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing. They'll say he held up. Purser-Eber, the number 9 ranked prospect coming out of Connecticut. Very talented catcher. Bouncer to third. Groen will score it from third. Throw across the diamond. 2 down in the 4th inning. Carter Groen scores for the second time tonight and puts the Senators up by 2.
With a very, very nice start for the Senators. Definitely getting the momentum that they have been lacking the last couple of games, starting to come back in their favor now.
And it's nice to see them extend the lead, not just leave it there at 1, because, you know, this strong Aces team can strike at any moment. PJ Hughes up. Grounded out last inning. Has a chance to knock home Smolinski, who leads off of third. And is quickly down 0-2. Hughes played in just his first game of the season on Monday. Came in as a defensive replacement for Nate McHugh at second base. For McHugh, he's been great hitting so far this season, but has been asked a lot of defensively. Most naturally plays catcher, but was asked to play second base on Monday. Has played third at times this season. Has really been a team guy. A swing and a miss. First strike number 3. PJ Hughes goes down on strikes to bring an end to the 4th inning. Senators go up by 2 after Carter Groen scores on a ground out by Braden Purser-Eber. 2-0 Southern Maryland. Senators are rolling in Waldorf, up 2-0, headed into the 5th inning. Mark Labier remains on the mound. Has allowed just 2 base runners across his first 4 innings tonight. And why take him out when he's been so efficient and so effective? First batter of the inning he'll face is Ethan Plyler. Had a single in his first at-bat of the evening, the only hit that Laubier has surrendered to this point.
It's a very interesting move by Coach Scott Middleton. He usually allows the pitchers only to pitch 2-3 innings, but with the day that Labier's having, it's just hard to take him out. You just got to let him keep firing.
Yep, this the longest start of the season for any Senators pitcher was previously Caden Carlin, who had thrown 4 innings, of course assuming that Labier records an out this inning. It will be the longest start by any Senator pitcher. Plyler last played on Sunday against the Crop Dusters, where he was 0 of 3 with an RBI. Hit hard out to right field. Groen's there. 1 down to begin the 5th.
Designated hitter number 11,
Brendan Harity grounded out to the pitcher Laubier in the 2nd inning. The call to be the designated hitter tonight. Shows bunt but pulls it back and sees strike 1. Harity listed as a switch hitter on the roster, but hitting out of the right-handed batter's box against the righty Mark Labier. Harity, however, leads the team in batting average at .429. 1 for 4 last night. Skied out to right field. Deja vu. Groen makes another grab for the 2nd out of the inning.
center fielder number 2, DJ.
It's looking like an early night here tonight, huh, Cody?
I mean, this has just been phenomenal stuff by Mark Labier. You can't help but just wonder what the motivation is behind this outing so far tonight.
Maybe
Last
Coach.
time he was out, he struggled, allowing 2 earned runs. Previous to that, 2 earned in 3 innings pitched, and he's just came out with a different energy so far tonight.
Who knows? Maybe Coach Scott just needs to get him Panda Express and cupcakes before every game.
Hey, maybe. I know you got a chance to munch on some of that
Oh, it was
Panda
very
Express
good.
earlier. EJ Hankerson back up, 0 for 1 tonight. Fouled off. Players always get an opportunity at these home games to eat together as a team. Really gives them an opportunity to sit down and get closer with each other, along with enjoying a meal before the game. Hankerson was unable to record a hit earlier this year versus the Senators. Walked once in that game. The 3-1 offering. Misses high, and Hankerson will be aboard. The 2nd walk tonight from Mark Labier. You wonder if this will be the last inning for Lauer.
The Senators have had somebody in the bullpen warming up, but it looks like he's took a seat to watch the rest of this inning.
Senators have had a 4-man rotation to this point in the year. So Lauer will likely have to start again in 5 days' time. Just left to wonder if this will be it for him. You would think Scott Middleton has some sort of idea at this point.
You know Scott Middleton's happy with his overall performance on the day. He's not had a pitcher he's had who's been able to come in and fire for 5 innings. So just having somebody who can come in and provide efficient work on the mound is just very something that probably makes Coach smile.
Bouncer to third. Sweeney's got it. Throw across the diamond to retire the side. 1 runner left on for the Aces. Senators remain up by 2 in Waldorf.
Oh, and Michael Sweeney leading it off.
We officially closed the book on the day for Cole Egan, who allowed 2 earned across 4 innings of work. And out onto the mound is Quinn Yellen, the right-handed side armor from Edgewater, Maryland, set to attend the University of Maryland in the fall. Stands 6'1", 190 pounds. Sweeney ropes one foul.
That ball was leveled.
Sweeney walked in his first at-bat tonight. The 0-2 pitch. A wave and a miss. Strike 3. And Sweeney's 13th strikeout on the campaign. Rohan putts 1 for 2 on the evening. Putts singled in the 3rd. Freshman from Kansas State. Putts played his first game with the Senators on Monday night. Southern Maryland has looked phenomenal tonight, and that's largely been due to the output on the mound from Mark Labier, and that's just how things go sometimes. Last night, Senators put up 3 runs, which was in a 7-3 loss to the DC Grays, but you can get a phenomenal pitching performance from Mark Labier, and you've only put up 2 runs thus far, but it's been enough. Skied out to right center field. Over is Hankerson Jr. He lays out and makes the grab.
Phenomenal catch.
What a catch for Hankerson Jr., who retires the second batter of the inning.
Despite the 2-0 score of the Senators leading, this has been a very fun game to watch where both sides of the ball have been making their own plays.
Great defensive plays on both sides tonight.
And not to mention the pitching performances for both have just been lights out.
Quinn Yellen has continued the successful pitching for the Aces. All things told, Egan had a good night starting on the mound. Is in line for the loss at the moment, but that's just because Laubier has dazzled to this point. The 1-2 offering, fouled back up towards the booth. Brewer singled in the first, struck out last time he was at the plate. We'll try to pass it along to Nate McHugh. The 1-2. Strike 3. A fastball finds the zone for Yellen and freezes Brewer to bring an end to the 5th inning. 2-0. Senators lead. 1-2-3. They're retired in the bottom of 5. About as must-win as they get in Southern Maryland. Senators have dropped 3 straight, but lead it 2-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Couple changes for the Senators. First, we'll tell you about the new pitcher. They bring out Mark Labier, who threw 5 innings, allowed just the 1 hit, no runs. Dropping down a bunt is the leadoff batter, Nicholson, who reaches first safely. Bunt single for Nicholson starts the 6th inning. Brennan Heilman, the new pitcher, in for Laubier, who was just magnificent tonight. Heilman has made just 1 appearance to this point. That was against the Crop Dusters in the 10-0 loss last week. Allowed 2 earned runs across 3 innings in that game. Has the ability to provide length out of the pen, which is huge in this one. Especially with Scott Middleton trying to reduce the amount of arms he's using in each of these games. Runner goes. Pitch misses high. Throw down to second is not in time. Tim Nicholson able to steal a base. That's his 3rd steal of the year. The 1-1 below the zone. Leading off second is Nicholson. At the dish, Jonathan Peltier, who's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Heilman struggling to find the zone. 10's Watford stands 6'1", originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. Runner goes before the pitch is thrown. Snap throw to third. They got him. Tim Nicholson with a questionable decision to steal third before the pitch is thrown. And he's gotten out there. One gone in the top of 6. The 3-1 pitch. Foul back.
Just another notable sub for the Senators is Mikey Guy in for Ian Kennedy at first base.
Thanks for bringing that up, Landon. That was something I forgot to mention. The changes for the Senators. Mikey Guy in as well for Ian Kennedy, as you said. And Mikey Guy most often will play third base, but also has the ability to play across the diamond at first, as he's doing tonight. Peltier will walk. Jenkins rips one out to left field, which drops in front of Nathan Brewer for a base knock. First and second for the Aces. And now you start to even more question that decision from Tim Nicholson, who tried to steal a base and was thrown out by Heilman. One gone in the 6th inning. And already another pitcher beginning to get warm in the pen for the Senators. Southern Maryland has needed a lot to score runs so far tonight. And you've got the 2-0 lead. You really don't want to let that slip away. The 2-0 pitch misses high, ball 3. Riley DeCandido hitting .321 this year, 0 for 2 on the night. Off-speed pitch. Catches the zone. A single, a walk, and a single to begin the inning for the Aces. Heilman will step off the mound. Takes a peek back at second. And has not been able to get down on the fastball as it seems thus far. Has missed high with it a number of times. And the pitching coach, Ryan Castelvage, will go out and talk with the right-hander, Heilman.
As the bases are loaded for the Aces. With only
We'll
one
step
out.
aside and be back with you. 2-0 Senators, but Aces have got something brewing. Bases loaded. One down in the top of the The Aces with a chance to do major damage in the 6th inning. Bases juiced for Kevin Maluski, the 6'5" sophomore from Seton Hall. Fouls one back. One away in the 6th. Corners in. Middle infield looking for a double play. Guy and Sweeney at the corners will fire home if the ball's hit in their direction. And quickly, the mound visit, perhaps instilling some confidence into Heilman. 2 quick strikes to Maluski. The 0-2. A wave and a miss. 3 fastballs and a strikeout. 2 gone in the 6th. And now the infield will drop back and play straight up against Ethan Plyer with 2 away. Plyer 1 for 2, singled in his first AB. Heilman got through the toughest part with 1 out. And now he's got 2. And just needs to set down Plyer. Ball rolls onto the field, which Mike Sweeney corrals and throws back into the bullpen area of the Senators. A high leverage situation, and that a phrase that has become commonplace for baseball in recent years. Chopper to third. Sweeney's got it. And that'll bring an end to the 6th inning. 3 left on for the Aces. Heilman works out of trouble. Senators maintain the lead of 2-0. Glad to be back with you in Waldorf. Up to the plate, Nate McHugh. His third at-bat tonight. 0 for 2 so far. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Hit hard down the left field line and hooked just foul. A shot off the bat of McHugh. And that's just kind of been the story for him so far this evening. He's made some good contact. And that one goes just foul.
I can only imagine how difficult it is to hit off of a pitcher like this when you're so used to seeing it come in overhand, and the wild form of the side hand just probably throws you off a little bit.
A side armor yelling in his second inning of work. Went 1, 2, 3 in the fifth inning. Struck out 2 batters. McHugh plays college ball at Boston College. Bounces it into foul ground. Transferred into Boston College from Iowa Western, where he played his freshman season, batting .341 with 8 RBIs. Is a very talented hitter. .361 average coming into the game tonight. And a crazy stat for McHugh from Iowa Western. Struck out just 3 times in 41 at-bats. Flown out to right field. And a routine play for DeCandido. 1 down.
Now batting for right fielder, number 23, Carter
Groen, who has had a very nice day up at the plate so far tonight with 1 for 1, a triple, and a walk, who's scored on both of them, has both the runs for the Senators. As he has
Hit
another
hard
one.
into the left field gap. Over is Nicholson, who cuts it off. And Groen will have to stay at first. Have yourself a night, kid. 2 for 2 with a triple and the only runs, as you said. Mikey Guy, the defensive replacement this last inning for Ian Kennedy, has his first at-bat of the night. Guy had an injury he had to battle through earlier in the season, which has led him to not play as much so far, but has still been productive, all things considered. .250 average. Hit a home run, his first in the Senators uniform, in the victory over the Crop Dusters. He returns for his second year with Southern Maryland. Hit hard left side, and jumping after it is Peltier, who makes a wayward throw back to first. Groen will advance to second on the errant throw by Peltier.
What a catch at shortstop.
You got a feel for Mikey Guy, who made tremendous contact with that ball. But Peltier making a wonderful play at short. Ty Smolinski hit by a pitch in his last at-bat back in the fourth. That was Cole Egan's last inning of work before bringing on the right-hander Yellen. Runner aboard second is Groen. The 2-0 to Smolinski. A big hack and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Smolinski was helpful at the plate to the tune of a 1-for-3 day last Monday against Alexandria. Still seeking his first hit of the evening. Grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Count runs full. Smolinski hit .400 in his final season of high school baseball this year with 3 home runs and 30 runs batted in. The payoff pitch will hit Smolinski again. Second hit by pitch tonight.
Now batting the catcher, number 27, Braden Purser-Eber.
First and second, the second time tonight for Braden Purser-Eber, and this is starting to feel like that 4th inning where the catcher knocked home a run, 2 runners stole bases, and that will kick off of Smolinski. Carter Groen will score from third, and again, Carter Groen is the only guy to score tonight for Southern Maryland, but he scored thrice, and it's been enough so far this evening.
What an interesting play. Never seen anything like that.
Smolinski took off for second behind Groen, who got a great jump to third. They tried to throw and make the play at second base. The ball hit off the shin of Ty Smolinski and rebounded out into the outfield. Groen was able to score off of it. And as I said that, reminiscent of the 4th inning where the Senators were able to push across the run, they do exactly that yet again. Purser-Eber had the RBI in the 4th on that ground out to third base. Still a big goose egg up on the scoreboard for the Aces. And a great game thus far for the Senators. Scott Middleton has got to be pleased with his guys. Hit hard down the right field line.
Just foul.
And it hooks just into foul ground. Really got a hold of that one. And this just shows you how little room for error there is at this college level. The Purser-Eber has only 1 hit on the season. You see, the kid can make solid contact. Just when it goes fair for him, most of the time it's been right at someone.
Not even just that. He was the number 9 player prospect coming out of Connecticut, and he is very young, still just graduating high school this previous spring, but it's definitely showing you the competition at the collegiate level.
Clearly frustrated as Purser-Eber snaps his bat on the ground, but the Senators scratch one across in the bottom of 6. They're up 3-0 in Waldorf. Brendan Harity back to the plate for his third at-bat. Has grounded out and flown out. And you're saying it during the break, Landon. We have flown through this one. Just an hour and a half in, and we're already beginning the 7th inning. A brilliant start tonight from Mark Lauer. Allowed just 1 hit, no runs through 5 innings. Flown out to left field. Brewer will make the routine play to retire the first batter of the inning.
Because of that start from Labrier, it has opened up a little more for Coach because he doesn't have to go through as many arms in the game as he still has the second pitcher on the mound right now, where usually at this time through a game he's on his third or fourth pitcher.
And the throw goes wide of the bag. Guy trying to make the tag on his way down, but can't quite do so. And that'll go down as an error on Ty Smolinski.
Number 4, Sam Robertson.
Sam Robertson, 0 for 2. As is a lot of this order for the Aces. Hitless against Lavier tonight. The only hit he allowed was to Ethan Plyler in the 2nd inning. And as you mentioned, Scott Middleton not having to use as many guys out of the bullpen can go to one of his more elite pitchers in Brennan Heilman straight away to try to keep this game right where it is. Was able to work out a trouble last inning. Left 3 stranded for Alexandria. Aces still yet to score in Waldorf. And another walk for Heilman, his 3rd this evening. Tim Nicholson singled but was thrown out on the base paths trying to steal 3rd last inning. Began to steal before the pitch, and Heilman took a moment, stepped off the mound, threw to 3rd, and gunned him out there.
Pitcher coach on the mound right now having a talk with him.
We'll step aside and be back in a moment from Waldorf. Tim Nicholson, this a huge spot for some redemption from last inning where he potentially cost the Aces a run trying to swipe 3rd. First and second for Alexandria. Hankerson Jr. at second, Robertson at first. The 1-0 misses below the zone. 2 balls, no strikes to Nicholson. Struck out in the 3rd inning. Singled the last time he was up. 1 of 4 and walked in the loss to the Senators earlier this season. A similar story for him tonight. And Heilman has really got to get things dialed down, or he'll have to work out of some real trouble as he did last inning. The 3-1. Outside a ball. And he walked him. Bases loaded for the Aces. And we'll have a pitching change with Scott Middleton heading out to the mound. We'll step aside and have more information on the new pitcher when we're back. Ty Harris, the new pitcher for the Senators, stands 6 feet tall out of Brown University, has made 2 appearances to this point. Last pitched against the Giants on June 9th, which was this past Sunday. And similar to last inning, 1 out, bases loaded for the Aces. Jonathan Peltier at the dish. 0 for 1, has walked twice in the game. Strike 2. Harris comes in and immediately fills up the strike zone. That's what you want to see out of the left-hander after Heilman had walked a number of batters. The 0-2 pitch. Misses the zone 1 and 2.
Just barely misses the zone. Little controversy from the crowd on that one.
Against the Giants, Harris threw 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, allowed 2 walks, no runs in that outing. 2-2 to Peltier. Fans watch on with bated breath. And Waldorf. A big swing and a miss. He pulled the string on him, and
Now that
Peltier swings over it for strike number 3.
that puts the Senators in a better position where they can relax and play a little more comfortable now where it's force out at any base.
Jeremiah Jenkins up to the plate. As you mentioned, the infield back to their normal positions. Pitch gets past the catcher, Purser Eber, and a run will score, the first of the evening for the Aces, as they try to build some momentum in the 7th inning. And Jenkins, a guy that can quickly change things with just one swing of the bat. Hit 22 home runs in the college season for the University of Maine. Of course, you got to take into account the change here, the wood bats instead of the BB core they used at the college level. And it gets away from Purser Eber again. Another run will score.
2 runs now scored from the Aces on errors.
2 straight pitches, 2 passed balls allowed by Purser Eber. Granted, the pitches down in the dirt, just unable to field them cleanly. Popped up left side, Purser Eber over, Sweeney converging, and Sweeney will call him off and make the grab to retire the side. The Aces score 2. We've got ourselves a ball game in Waldorf. Glad to have you along On a beautiful Thursday evening from Waldorf, Cody Wagner alongside Landon Zernhelt. Weather sitting right around 75 degrees.
Very
and
nice day
not a
here in
cloud
Waldorf.
in the sky. PJ Hughes up for his third at bat. Has grounded out and gone down on strikes. The 0-2 pitch misses just outside. PJ Hughes out of the University of Richmond. Richmond University, rather. Misses away again, 2-2. Tyler Johns, the new pitcher on the mound, flared right side and into foul territory. Johns, the 6'2 left-hander out of Elon University. Quinn Allen threw 2 innings, allowed just 1 hit, 1 run. PJ Hughes working at the plate. Johns making his 3rd appearance on the season. Hit hard out towards left field, and that'll get down in front of Nicholson for a base knock. PJ Hughes with a base knock. That's his first hit in a Senators uniform. And a big moment for the Senators as they try to erase the momentum that the Aces had built in that top half of the 7th. Mike Sweeney bounces one to short. Throw to second in time. Throw on to first. They got him. Alexandria able to turn 2. And they're feeling good in the dugout.
Just goes to show how big momentum can play in the game of baseball. It was 3-0 for the longest time, and 2 mistakes by the Senators drove across 2 runs for the Aces, and now they're carrying that momentum into their defensive side.
Senators lead by just 1. Southern Maryland scored in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th, all via Carter Groen.
Was having an electrifying day today.
The 4-hole hitter tonight for Southern Maryland has more than delivered. The 1-1. High chopper to short. Peltier fields it.
1, 2,
3 up,
3.
3 down for the Senators, who lead by 1 in Waldorf. 8th inning coming up on the other side. defensive change to announce for the Senators. Owen DeShazo coming in to play center for Rohan Putz. That's the position that DeShazo is most comfortable with, at least most familiar with for the Senators this season. Biggest highlight play in the field for him was opening day against the Crop Dusters, where he made a sliding catch. A great introduction to fans for him. Riley DiCandido back up. For 2 and walked in the 6th inning. Was part of that big rally where the Aces were ultimately unable to push across a run, and he sees strike 3 on the outer half. Sit down on strikes for the second time tonight is DiCandido.
Now batting the catcher, number 23.
Kevin Maluski has struck out twice tonight. 0 for 3 this evening. 226 hitter on the year. Ty Harris remains the pitcher for Southern Maryland. Hammer down the left field line and fair. Rounding first is Maluski. And Brewer chasing it around the fence. And a double for Kevin Maluski.
All of a sudden, Senators are in a interesting spot.
This brings up Ethan Plyler.
What a hit.
Plyler brought up in a big spot. Runner aboard second. Ty Harris out on the mound for the Senators. Brought in last inning after Brennan Heilman had got himself into some trouble. Harris able to relieve the pressure for the most part, but a few mistakes, pitches down in the dirt that Purser Eber was unable to handle, and 2 runs scored. The Aces feeling it in the dugout. They have really found a way to build some momentum despite a great start from Mark Labier. A liner out into right field. Groen fields it and will hold the runner at second. Groen came up gunning from the outfield.
That's a popular name being said tonight, as he's just doing it all.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 11,
Brendan Harity, 0 for 3. Flown out twice. A great start tonight from Mark Labier, who went 5 innings, allowing just 1 hit, struck out 4 batters. Brennan Heilman came in after him, allowed the bases loaded in the 6th, but worked out of it. Bases were loaded again off the arm of Heilman in the 7th. They brought in Harris, who then got to 2 outs, but the 2 pass balls. Runs scored off of that. And that brings us to 3-2. Top of the 8th inning. Harity in the DH spot tonight. A luxury for him to just be able to focus on the hitting side of things. 2-1 to him. This week you've really got an opportunity to see things shake up in the Cal Ripken South Division as all of these teams have played each other throughout the week. Aces began this week with a win over the Grays, and the Senators lost to the Braves on Monday. Last night, it was the Grays who beat the Senators and the Aces who took down Metro South County by a score of 4-3. A wave and a miss for strike three.
Leaves one stranded.
Ty Harris keeps the score right where it is, 3-2 in favor of the Senators. Glad to have you along with us as the Senators lead by a score of 3-2. And apologies for the announcement I had made last inning about the substitution. So they move Rohan Putz to left field, and they put Owen DeShazo in for Nathan Brewer, and then DeShazo moves into center field. So there's the official changes for the Senators. Brewer was 1 for 3 tonight. Struck out in his last 2 at-bats. DeShazo gets his first opportunity at the plate tonight. Quickly, 3 balls and no strikes. Remaining in the game is Tyler Johns for Alexandria. Skied out to right field and into the stands. Was 3 up, 3 down last inning for Johns. Strike 3 looking. He got him on the curve. A great pitch from Johns for his first punch out tonight.
The designated hitter, number 15, Nick McHugh.
Nate McHugh 0 for 3. Somewhat of a disappointing evening at the plate. for the 361 hitter on the campaign to this point. 8 RBIs, 2 walks. First strikeout of the season came tonight for McHugh. Sees the ball really well out of the pitcher's hand. And we got balls all over the place coming across the field. Some fun between the two dugouts, and that's something that you'll likely see all summer. A number of these guys know each other from playing at the college level together or against each other.
Yes.
It's commonplace in this league for guys that have played together both at the high school level and the college level as well.
Yes, there's multiple. I actually, while I was eating earlier today, I seen one of the Alexandria Aces players throwing to warm up with one of the Senators players.
Yeah, of course you want your team to do as well as possible during summer ball, but for all of these guys, it's just big for them. They're trying to get recruited, trying to play in the MLB at the next level and get scouted for that. And so at the end of the day, it's all about trying to further that dream and further that goal. And a lot of these guys' friends outside of this season here in the Cal Ripken League.
Also, it's just about having fun, going out there, having a good time. When you're getting in your own head and letting the mental factor come into play, that's when your game starts to be affected. When you just go out there and have a good time and play the game how it's supposed to be played, you'll see the results.
Well, this kid's been magical tonight. Carter Groen, 2 for 2, and has scored all 3 runs that the Senators have up on the board. John's nibbling at the strike zone against the dangerous batter Groen, who perhaps is really trying to make up for some lost time, hitting .238 so far this season, which is not bad by any means, but for Groen standards, who hit .314 in Division I this season, he knows he can do better, and he's proven that tonight. The 2-1 pitch, a wave and a miss.
Hard swing by Groen.
Groen has a homer and 2 RBIs on the season. McHugh, not much of a threat to steal a bag over at first. Broken bat and a line drive out to left field. Another base hit. The broken bat can't even stop him, Landon.
Carter Groen, ladies and gentlemen, having a night.
3 for 3. A triple and 2 singles for Carter Groen has reached in all 4 plate appearances. And now hands it over to Mikey Guy. And that was kind of a rare broken bat situation. Most of them, when you see a broken bat, it's kind of a flare out to either left or right field. But that was a line drive off the bat of Groen. And a mound visit for the Aces. We'll step aside.
Hard.
We'll step aside and be right back with you from Waldorf. 3-2, Senators with runners on first and second. Mikey Guy to the plate. Filling in at first base for Ian Kennedy. Was up at the plate back in the 6th where he lined out to Peltier at short. It was a fantastic play made by him. 2nd and 3rd, and a chance to do some damage for Guy. 5 RBIs so far on the season. Has a chance to boost that number here. McHugh at second, Groen at first. The 2-0. Misses away. Seemed like a bit of miscommunication between the runners. Groen was ready to take off. And now telling McHugh, hey, you gotta go. Seemed like maybe the double steal was on. What was a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th for Johns. Now in the 8th, he's ran into some trouble against this strong Senators order. And he walks the batter Guy.
Bases are juiced. 1 out. Here
Bases
comes
full with Silas Boris coming into the game for Ty Smolinski. Smolinski was hit by a pitch each of his last 2 at-bats, and now they'll make the call to the bullpen. So we'll step aside. Bases loaded for the Senators in the bottom of the 8th. Josh Rivera, the new pitcher for Alexandria, comes in a tough spot. The 6'1" right-hander out of Leesburg, Virginia, has come in with the bases loaded for the Senators with Silas Boris, the pinch hitter, up. Pitch misses in the dirt. Able to corral it is Maluski. Boy, that could have been trouble.
as the Senators bench is really getting into it now.
Trouble of Bruin and Waldorf. The 1-0.
Another reason momentum plays a big part.
It's super helpful for the Senators to have guys that can come in off the bench and produce for you. This is one of them, Silas Boris.
He's been playing short the last couple games, but he's kind of been another one of those utility guys on the infield who's also played second from time to time.
Has also been used in the outfield as well, and they'll walk home a run. The third walk of the inning sends McHugh to the plate. He'll score from third. And at the dish is Braden Purser-Eber. 0 for 3 has struck out twice. Has a chance to make you forget about all of that right here. Senators up 4-2, and a chance for even more insurance. Immediately there's movement in the pen for Alexandria as Rivera walks the first batter he gets, and it's quickly 2-0 to Purser-Eber. A wave and a miss from the catcher. Rivera certainly can pump heat, but has struggled to control it so far. 2-2 to Purser-Eber. Bases loaded for Southern Maryland. Swung on a miss. C struck him out. A big out for the Aces. And 2 down in the bottom of 8. PJ Hughes, 1 for 3, singled last inning. Rivera dialed in now.
Took him a couple pitches, but he's really found the zone now.
This is in the dirt. This would be huge if the Senators can come away with victory tonight. Would snap a 3-game losing skid. Also bring an end to this 4-game winning streak for the Aces. And really needed for Scott Middleton, who has given his players all that he can to try to lead them to victory over the last 3 days. They've fallen just short. And a swing and a miss for Hughes. The Senators will have to lock it down in the top of the 9th inning. They lead it by 2 in Waldorf. Keep it here. Glad to have you with us for the 9th inning as the Senators lead it 4-2, 3 outs away from recording their first win of the week. Ty Harris remains on the mound for the Senators. He's thrown 1 2/3 thus far. Just the 3rd pitcher this evening for Southern Maryland. A great start from Mark Labier. Hard on the ground to third. Sweeney's got it. Throw across the diamond is off the bag. And reaching safely on an error from Sweeney is E.J. Hankerson Jr. That's the 2nd error tonight he's reached on.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Sam Robertson.
And when the Aces go back and look at this game, they'll be none too pleased with this stat. They've left 8 on base so far tonight, and that was really their kryptonite in the first game this season against the Senators that they lost by a score of 6-4. They left 14 on in that one, and it's been a pretty similar story tonight. Have had chances at times. They'll look back to that 6th inning as the biggest missed opportunity.
Yes, most definitely. And you just want to give a shout out to Lapierre again just for coming in and setting the tone of this game, showing that
Check on the runner at first. Hankerson dives back safely. And you're right, all the credit in the world to Mark Labier. 5 innings, just 1 hit, didn't allow a single run. Hammer deep to left field, but will yank it just foul. That had the distance. My goodness.
that ball was level, just not quite straight enough.
The batter, Robertson, at the plate. 0 for 2 tonight. Walked back in the 7th inning. Another throw to first. Harris just seems so comfortable in these high leverage spots. Worked out of the trouble that Heilman had created in the 7th inning. Of course, those 2 runs scored off of the passed balls. Trouble to block balls in the dirt by Purser Eber. The 0-2 pitch. But Harris has just been wonderful out of the bullpen. Now in the 9th inning. A big spot for the Senators. Battling at the dish, Sam Robertson.
Coach can't be more happy with his production by his pitchers today, with having to go through so many pitchers in every other game, and just the 3 guys that he puts on the mound today just come in and deliver at an efficient enough level to where he doesn't have to waste any extra arms.
Exactly, Landon. And when you think about it, this in the Aces is one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. And to come in here tonight and play the way they have thus far, of course, the game not over. And as I say that, a line drive out to right field. DeShazo gathers it, throw into the cutoff man, and 1st and 3rd for this Aces with no outs in the 9th.
The Senators in a dangerous spot as
We got action in the Senators bullpen. Can't tell who it is. Shielded by that left field wall.
and here comes Coach Scott.
And he'll make the call to the pen. That'll be it for Ty Harris. He'll still be responsible for the 2 runners on, but he threw 1 2/3. and allowed those two in the seventh, which were ultimately Heilman's runs. So no earned on his book so far tonight. Those on first and third he's still responsible for, though, as I mentioned. And a new pitcher on for the Senators. We'll step aside and tell you more. Keep it right here. 4-2, Senators lead, but the Aces trying to strike back in the ninth inning. First and third for Alexandria. TV drama. They don't make it better than this. 4-2 Senators, top of the ninth inning. Runners at the corners for the Aces. And on is the right-hander, Dawson Weatherald, out of Mount Aloysius, coming in to try and shut things down. The Newburgh, Maryland native lays down a bunt. Throw to first is high of Guy at the bag. Run will score. Guy will go over and pick up the ball. Second and third for Alexandria, and they cut the lead down to 1. And things spiraling for the Senators on the air from the catcher, Braden Purser-Eber. He fielded it well, but the throw just way offline, and Guy unable to corral it. Infield in with no outs in the top of the ninth. Hit hard on the ground, left side into foul territory. At the plate is Jonathan Peltier. 0 for 2, has walked a pair of times. Can come up big for the Aces. Pitch misses just outside. Weatherald called upon in this high leverage spot. Has made 3 appearances so far on the year. Struggled at times, allowing 3 earned in 2 of those 3 appearances. Had a very good outing against the Bethesda Big Train, where he allowed 1 run. That was unearned off an error. Struck out 2 batters. And 3-1 to the batter Peltier. He misses inside as Peltier checks his swing. Bases loaded. No outs. 4-3. Senators lead.
And a dangerous
But
bat
a
up
chance
for the Aces.
to blow it open for Jeremiah Jenkins. And to this point, Southern Maryland had played about just the ideal game, about as perfect as you could have asked for to this point.
They played
And
as
you
good
just
as you could ask for, but like we've been saying all night, it just might be down to the lack of arms that is gonna very play a toll on the Senators here tonight.
the Aces always have that ability to strike, as they're showing at the moment. Bases loaded. Weatherald. The first pitch skied in the infield. Over is Boris, and he'll make the grab. One away, and a deep breath in Waldorf.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Riley DeCandida.
It doesn't get much better than this. Bases loaded, one out. Senators lead by one. Riley DeCandido hit hard on the ground to first. The throw home from Guy. They get him at home, throw back to first. Guy pulled off the bag. But there's two down. And man, Dawson Weatherall, the way he's getting through this is very impressive.
Now batting the catcher,
Two away in the top of nine.
Braden Purser-Eber, who's made a couple of mistakes here tonight with a big play, tagging up home right there, and almost making the throw to first in time.
Yeah, right on it was Purser-Eber. You're exactly right with that.
Mikey Guy was just in a tough spot to make the tag.
Despite the mistakes he's made at moments, was able to channel things there and make a great play. Just pulled off the bag was Guy, and it was mostly due to the awkward position. A good throw by Purser-Eber. Bases loaded. The 2-0 pitch. Misses inside. And in a 3-0 count. What is Weatherall able to conjure up? Kevin Maluski. 1 for 4, doubled in his last at bat.
And it's a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Maluski takes his base, and we're tied at 4 in Waldorf. 4-4.
now batting the third baseman, number 3, Ethan Black.
Scott Middleton will come have a chat with the right-hander out of Mount Aloysius. And this a game that has delivered on everything so far.
It's
If you
everything
just
wanna
looked
watch.
at the standings and you made some assumptions about how this game would be, the first team versus the last team, man, have those been wrong. It has been a nail-biter, and it doesn't get much better than tied at 4 in the 9th inning. Ethan Plyler to the plate. 1 for 4 on the night. And a chance to put the Aces ahead. High fly ball on the infield. Boris will get under it and make the grab to retire the side. Senators have a chance to walk it off at Regency Furniture Stadium. 4-4 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. The Senators have played wonderful tonight, but the visiting Aces not going down without a fight. They tie it up in the top half of the ninth, and what better than a chance to walk things off in Waldorf. Mike Sweeney at the plate. Started tonight at third base. 0 for 2 and walked in his first at bat. Remaining on the mound is Josh Rivera. Got out of trouble last inning, where the Senators left 3 on base. And that the game has played out the way it is. Those moments in the 8th is something Scott Middleton might look back on and wonder what if. A big opportunity for Southern Maryland, who has played the best ball game you could have asked for against the division leaders so far. The 2-1. Ball 3 to Sweeney, who's already drew a walk in this game. Tense moments from Regency Furniture Stadium. Hit hard out to right center, and that'll get just over the head of Robertson, who was trailing after it, and in front of DeCandido for a base hit. A flare out to right field, and Mike Sweeney reaches to begin the inning. Rohan Putz, 1 for 4.
Here comes the coach for the Aces.
And we'll have a pitching change and tell you more about the new arm for the Aces in a moment. Tied at 4, bottom of the 9th inning. A runner on first for the Senators, and a chance for the win against the division leader Aces. We'll be back in a moment. Keep it here. What a game it's been. The Senators led it 3-0 into the 7th inning. The Aces put 2 on the board. Then in the bottom of the 8th, the Senators put up an insurance run. 2 in the top of the 9th for Alexandria. Rohan Putz lays down a bunt into foul ground. And that's where we are, tied at 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Mike Sweeney at first base. Sweeney, a speed threat, has stolen 3 bases this year. The new pitcher on the mound for the Aces. Right-hander out of Tallahassee, Florida. Tucker Narkinski has made 2 appearances this season. Made the save on Monday night against the Grays. And trying to shut things down and hold the Senators scoreless in the bottom of the 9th. Runner goes. Strikeout for Putz, but the throw down to second will not be in time. And Mike Sweeney has his 4th stolen base on the year. 1 gone. But Sweeney moves up 90 feet. Owen DeShazo up at the plate. Struck out in his only at-bat tonight, but he leads the Senators squad in batting average and is a very reliable option. Came in earlier in this game for Nathan Brewer. Has since moved to center field. Brewer started out in left. Sweeney out at second. The 0-1. Hard on the ground to short. Peltier throws to third, and they call him safe. Bang, bang play at third base.
And Michael Sweeney shows off that blazing speed.
Sweeney able to slide in safely, and now he's just 90 feet away.
And now McHugh with the chance to walk it off.
Nate McHugh is 0 for 3 and can erase all of it. Infield in, outfield in, trying to cut Sweeney down at home. First pitch to McHugh misses inside. 1 away in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runners at the corners. DeShazo goes. They won't even worry about him. Second and third. Sweeney, the only one that matters, standing aboard third base. The 1-1 pitch. Hit hard left side,
And that's
that'll
gonna do it.
The Senators walk it off in Waldorf. Nate McHugh, the hero. An 0 for 3 day doesn't matter.
Thank
The
you for
DH
joining us.
McHugh does it.
What an electric game.
The Senators snap a 3-game losing streak off the bat of Nate McHugh.
And snap a 4-game win streak for the Alexandria Aces.
5-4. Your Senators, the winners in Waldorf. What a game over the division-leading Alexandria Aces. The Senators get it done from Regency Furniture Stadium. And with that, we say so long, Cody Wagner alongside Landon Zernhelt. A big win for the Senators.